See, the woman we made it for, well, I am quite fond of her, and I would be somewhat displeased if it turns out that you did something to her.
It was my mother's. She left its father before she died.
Faye's dead?
Hey, how's it going guys? Captain Kuba here, and boy, this week has been huge for God of War lore. First, the animation director at Santa Monica Studios revealed that the Blades of Chaos have been lost since the ending of God of War 1. This finally disproved the fan theory that all the blades were the same one and were simply modified by Athena. You can click on this link if you're interested in that topic. For today though, I bring some lore about the new weapon for the series, the Leviathan Axe. I think it's important to say that we don't know much about this weapon. Cory Barlog has said in multiple interviews that future games in the series will expand on the lore of its creation. In the game, Sindri tells Kratos that the axe was built from the screams of 20 ice trolls, and it was created to rival Mjolnir. But they never tell us the powers it had, so we all just assume that all of their abilities were created by the Smith brothers. But it turns out that the best feature the axe has, the ability to be called back by Kratos, might not have been created by Brok and Sindri. Now, before I tell you guys the new information about the axe, I have to tell you why I believe the source is telling the truth. Last night, someone with the Discord handle of Rubs tagged me on a Facebook post by a well-known Spanish video game vlogger by the name of Philip Chu Joy. In the post, he recalls a trip he made to Santa Monica Studios back in 2018. He also mentions that he recorded a tour video of the studio's lobby and uploaded it to his channel. So I went on YouTube and the guy checks out. This visit actually took place. I'll leave a link to the video at the top of the comment section of this video in case you want to check it out. The only downside is that it's in Spanish for those of you who don't know this awesome language. But you can still enjoy the statues and paintings the studio has on its walls. So now that we know that the story checks out, we gotta get to the important part. This is what he says about the Leviathan Axe. An exclusive fact got revealed to us that inside Kratos' axe dwells someone's spirit from his past, and that's why the axe always returns to his hand. And from that day, May 16, 2018, I was already sure they were working on the sequel. Now it's up to you to believe whether his story is true or not. I personally don't think someone who has a respectable channel will blatantly lie about this fact. But if his story is true, then we just learned something really important about the axe. Like I said before, the game never tells us why the axe is able to return to Kratos' hand. I always assumed the Smith brothers made it that way, but it turns out the axe returns because the spirit of someone from Kratos' past dwells within it. Now, I've had some time to think about whose spirit this is. The obvious answer would have to be Faye, the previous owner of the axe. But how is this possible? How did Faye's spirit get inside the axe? Would this contradict the fact that Faye's spirit is inside the Light of Alfheim? Actually, no. Let's listen to something Cory Barlog said in an interview with IGN.
This is where it gets a little tricky. She is actually, I guess, in the light in Alfheim. The Alfheim light is for us, as we look at all of this, the Lake of Alfheim is kind of the well of a part of the Norse soul. There was one part in the game that never made it in and got cut early on, but there's this thing called a lindworm, right, in Norse myth, and it kind of travels from realm to realm, sort of devouring some of these souls, right, or a fraction or a part of the soul, because the Norse soul is broken up into like 6 pieces. Because the Norse soul is broken up into like 6 pieces. Because the Norse soul is broken up into like 6 pieces.
Did you hear that? Cory Barlog just confirmed that the Norse soul is broken into 6 pieces. Now we can say that one of those pieces went inside the Light of Alfheim, while the other went inside the Leviathan Axe. Fans have always complained that we don't know enough about the Leviathan Axe to care about it. But if this information turns out to be true, then the Leviathan Axe just became a lot more interesting, as the act of returning to Kratos is not just a game mechanic, but Faye symbolically returning to Kratos every time he calls for her. And that's simply beautiful. Of course, this is just my theory based on what Philip said on his post. We still don't know whose spirit is within the Leviathan Axe. It could be Lysandra, Kratos' first wife, but most likely it's the spirit of Faye. With that said, let me know what you think about this new lore development. Do you think it's the spirit of Faye or someone else? Please leave your theories in the comment section below. I really want to know what you think about this topic. As always, I want to thank all of my members for their monthly support of the channel. People like Yul Blood, Adeline, and Kanaruhi, to name a few, are the main reason I was able to stop working and focus on these videos. I would also like to thank all of my loyal subscribers for liking and sharing my content. It doesn't seem like much, but it really helps. With that said, thanks for watching, and remember, go forth in the name of Ragnarok.